Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first Zero to Infinity episode, where we delve into the lives of various professionals from various professions from across the country. And with us today on our very first episode, we have an individual who is the CEO and founder of one of the biggest clothing brands in Sri Lanka, SoulBoner. We have Mr. Deelika Fonseka. Thank you, Mr. Deelika, for being here today and for being our very first episode.
Absolute pleasure.
Person on the episode. Thank you.
Nice.
So, starting right from the beginning, talking about SoulBoner, we see that over the years, SoulBoner has kind of blown up to the fact that even school kids like us are big fans. And Situpa, one of the big people of this group, is a major fan. He gets all of your merch. So how exactly did you plan? Did you even think that SoulBoner was going to be this big?
I still think it's not that big.
Not that
That's what I think. But whatever that we've done over the past few years, I did not really think of all of that. In terms of like the success or like the popularity wise, I did not really think that it would come to this extent. I just
so did
want
you
to
start it off just for the sake of it, like for fun?
No, not really. It was that I was just inspired by like I just kept getting tired of seeing different brands shoving a product down someone's face, and that was what I did not like. I wanted to create a brand that had soul. I needed to create something that has a community behind it, truly for the Gen Z, and that's how I started, and that's what I wanted to do. And everything else came in later. And as we grew as a team, as we grew the community, I just came with it. And then after that, because for me, I planned the business for 1.5 years before starting. So for the next about year or two, I already knew what I wanted to do. But little did I know for everything that I was walking myself into, because obviously it was a lot of trial and error when we started. Because first, especially being the first streetwear label in the country, that was not that easy. So yeah.
Now we see that SoulBoner is already big. Where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
Hopefully global. We want to take it to we want to properly take a local brand outside of the country. That I think is going to be one of the greatest blessings that we ever have.
Hopefully. We're hoping to.
Hopefully, that is what we want to see in the next 5 years, but also not only like a community here in Sri Lanka, but like a community across the globe. And I think if we can help out and spread a lot of positivity and joy and a lot of fun across the world, I think that's going to be great.
You sure are already spreading lots of positivity. There's lots of fun already, because I've noticed some of your great drops, such as the weekend able drop, which was back in 2020.
No, it was this year.
It was
somewhere around February.
Oh, right. So, what inspired? Like, how did it work? Are you like a major weekend fan, or
Not
is it
really,
just that
No,
he was taking over the world that you decided to?
It's basically, I mean, after doing this for some time, one thing that I've learned is understanding my market is very important, and especially when it comes to the Gen Z, one thing that I've learned is that they kind of have like different trends that's happening in the world that they would follow from time to time, and then that could shift into like a behavioral change. And so leading up to the drop, which happened in about February, I think I did research on it for about 4 months, where I was just thinking for about a good 2 months of that, where each time I went out, I just saw like how everyone behaved, what everyone spoke about, and I wanted to derive a story out of the artist. And we wanted to take the enigma, or like, let's say for example, the emotions that the artist speak about. That's what we wanted to take. And we did not really talk about the artist in itself, but what he sang about. So that's what we did.
Honestly, it has been like some of the t-shirts were very catchy, they were inspiring, and I feel like a lot of people felt the same way too.
Hopefully, I think so too.
Yeah, because like, as you mentioned, you do have quite a strong fan base, even though it's not the biggest. It is quite strong. People
yes.
who actually look forward to buying your products, wait around 1-2 months for the drop, and then go right for it, just like Situpa. So you do have a pretty dedicated fan base.
Yes,
With
we are very grateful.
Yes, I would be if I was you.
Thanks.
With this fan base, have you thought of doing anything with them? Maybe including some of your fans into some of your launches?
We already do that. One way that we do is we already get, like, for example, the models for our drops are mostly from the community, and now we've opened a casting form as well for these guys to actually come and apply, and we have a lot of people around us that volunteers and that is around the brand. Not only that, we try to give as much exposure as we can for our designers, for anyone that is getting themselves involved in, and we're always about like giving a shot to and an opportunity for anyone at any given time, because even me being here is because at the end of the day, anything to do like helping like all these young people, I'm right there. They're at the moment.
Speaking about giving people opportunities, do you think I could get like an opportunity?
Of course.
Like
Thanks. Great. All right. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
good.
All right. Thank you for like putting me literally in the spot.
Yes. Got it.
Yeah. Smart guy. All right. Yeah.
So now, I've also noticed that y'all do have a lot of big drops, and what's the immediate next step for y'all?
After the drop or during the drop?
No.
If you could be a little bit more specific.
From I think Able was your last major drop where you had
yeah, I mean, in terms of like the noise that we made, we might have said yes, that could be the case because we had a live runway there. But every single thing that we do is quite major, because at the moment it's completely online, and we drop a new collection every month. So we are getting ready to drop our next one in like 15 days.
Really?
Yeah, we are having.
Let's hope that's big.
Yeah, so that is pretty big, and then we just have a lot more lined up for the rest of the year. So yes.
Right. So apart from all of this marketing and your products, we do notice that you do have a multi-ethnic team with people from different religions, different backgrounds, different countries even.
Yeah.
Do you think that this adds value to your
100%.
company, and how big of a value?
Yeah, I think it's wonderful that when you're building a subculture, that where all of these different people come and share where they come from. And I always said like SoulBoner is a place where anyone from any walks of life can come and be a part of it. So I think everyone in the team, immediate team, and everyone else outside, I feel like has created great friendships. And I think in terms of like ideas, it's always fresh for us as well, because people come from different walks of life, so we always have something somewhere or someone that adds value to us. And I think that has been obviously another blessing to have such a diverse team and also a diverse community and like a fan base. So,
Ever since I first saw your Instagram posts, I've been wanting to ask you this: who comes up with the ideas behind all of your drops? Like even the name SoulBoner. Who was the first one who came?
With the name or SoulBoner?
Yeah,
the name was
the
just
great
me
ideas.
just strolling around PETA eating a hot dog, thinking that whatever the hot dog that I ate was really good, and I just told my friend, hey, I got myself for something, and then my friend said, oh yeah, it's food for the soul, and then we were like, all right, yeah, SoulBoner, and that's how the name came. And then I just sat for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, just thinking, what I'm going to do with the name, and then the rest is history. But in terms of like...
It's a SoulBoner came from PETA. From you eating a hot dog in PETA.
Yes, yeah. That,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Yeah. Not literally from PETA, but yeah. And in terms of like the ideas for the shoot, for the drops, I feel like that is like a team effort. We all come up with it. Sometimes we all brainstorm, and now we've kind of like laid out what we are going to be doing for the rest of the year. So we know every month this is the drop that we will be doing. It's not like we do one and then think what we're going to do next month. Now it's like the team is pretty solidly set, and yeah,
Just to be organized.
Yeah, best we organize as we progress, but we were very disorganized in the beginning. But yeah, we've gotten ourselves into like a place where we can now power through.
That's great to know.
Yeah, so it's a team effort.
Team
It's a team
effort. I think everyone needs a team,
Oh yeah, 100%.
even sportsmen,
Oh yeah,
clothes
100%.
people, yeah.
100%.
Right. So that's what inspired you to go into streetwear.
Yeah, really, that is what, because we saw like that gap in the market at the time when in 2019 we did not have anything of the sort that had the oversized factor of the t-shirt, and
But now are there like new companies which have started after yours?
yes, there has been a few years.
So how do you keep up with the competition? Like the
Good question. I mean, I always have like a lot of respect for my competition. I think, because if we think that we're the best in the game, that's when we lose.
that's
You
when
have
the
to-
ego kicks in.
Oh yeah. You have to keep yourself humble, and you have to give them enough respect, and you have to just tip their hat to them. If they've done a fantastic job, and I think there's a lot of like other streetwear labels that's coming up, and I love the fact that I've been kept on my toes, because that only makes me want to be better. So with the competition in streetwear wise, yeah, there's a few. I mean, we see almost one popping up every week, and I think that's great.
But the thing is, they don't last a long time, do they?
I'm not gonna
Okay.
answer that,
Yeah.
but yes,
No names. No names.
no names either. But
Yeah.
like regardless, the lasting factor or something like that, it's completely up to the brand and its founders. But like I said, for us to have lasted this long has been quite a few factors, and
So what was your motivation? I'm pretty sure that some moments, in some times, you wouldn't sell the sales you expected to.
Oh yeah, at the beginning is very,
Yeah.
very much, yes.
During these times and the times where you maybe lost a few team members, went through struggles, what keeps you motivated?
Good question. I think what keeps me motivated is the simple fact of just, if you want to make it, just put your head down and get on work.
Hard work.
Hard work, and that's just it. And it's very simple. And I don't think we have a like secret to success. It's like I always tell my team as well. We'll stay silent. We'll stay humble, and we'll knock it out of the park. We'll just show who we are and what we are capable of with every drop that we do, and how we treat our people, and that's very important. So motivation now comes from that, and a lot of our community. I think I've been very blessed. Even whenever that I've always fell down, there's someone who would walk in and be like, hey, let's get up, let's start running again. So I'm personally blessed as a person to have a lot of good people around me. And I think that has trickled down over to the brand, and like I said, we have a great support system, and we have a lot of people that turns up for SoulBoner now, not only here in Sri Lanka but across the world as well. So very grateful. I think again it goes back to the people.
Of course, the people are the
100%.
ones who buy your
100%.
products after all.
100%.
Yeah. So, as an entrepreneur, what do you think the key factors or the key skills every entrepreneur should possess in order to make it out there, make their brand bigger, go places?
I think I can't really say just one thing. There's a multitude of factors. Understand business as much as you can. If you do not understand it, keep putting yourself into positions or situations that makes you very, very uncomfortable.
How did you do this?
I just started putting myself into places that I was very uncomfortable in. I started talking to people that is a lot smarter than me. And you have to constantly do that. No matter where you come to, you have to constantly put yourself into places where there are people that knows a lot more than you, so you can learn from these people. And that's one thing. And in terms of trades, personally, for an entrepreneur, that I always say is that it's a lot of belief. You have to have a lot of belief in yourself, and business wise there's a lot more. Understand cash flow, because it's not about just putting a drop out. You need to understand when your cash is coming in, when your cash is going out, how are you going to sustain that for a longer period of time. Get yourself a little bit more wiser with finances, and I'm not the guy to say it, right? Because I had to learn that the hard way, and I'm still learning. So it's very important to know where how important. Oh yeah, your finance is very important, because that is what is going to keep you, surviving during tough times,
Of
because
course.
in the last 4 years, this is our fourth year, we have withstood uh, COVID. We have withstood.
How did you all manage in COVID? Because
COVID was fine because it was just when we just started, so it was, the pivot was all right. We were just about to make a lot of noise, and we were just making a little bit here and there. But I think the difficult part was the economic crisis. That was very, very difficult. When we had no fuel in the country, it was very difficult. I remember we had about a month and a half, 2 months of us just not sending any product out just because we can't. So
went through
yeah,
that,
everyone went through that. So that was very difficult personally also, and towards the business it was very hard. So all of those was we were able to withstand all of that and take hits and make sacrifices and compromises only because we understood the finance aspect of it. And like I said again, very blessed to have a great finance team as well, that makes sure that we withstand these
Yeah.
difficult things.
Else, if you don't withstand it, you're going to crash.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So it's very important. So like I said at this beginning, it's not only about just one trait. And I think, like, as an entrepreneur, belief is very important. You need to have your grit, your perseverance right up there, because and luck only comes only if you keep working hard and if you're ready for it. That
So you believe in luck.
not really, it's just work hard and the opportunity will come, and then you will be ready to take it forward. Because like I said, I am always very happy that SoulBoner did not have massive success just when we started, because I don't think I would have understood how to take care of the business and grow. I love the fact that we had to go through these difficult periods of times to get to this place, and we know that that we're always going to have a difficult period, or we're always going to have a different challenge. And I think having all of these different challenges across the span of these few years has made me a stronger person, made the business a little stronger. So, and I think those are very important things. So it only teaches you to be to persevere, to have a lot of grit, and to always believe in yourself. That's very important. And sometimes if you have great people, they'll help you, they'll remind you, like, that you can move forward.
So it's all about the team and the perseverance.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like I said, always my team. I have a great team. Yeah. Great
So
bunch.
starting off, you said you did plan this for 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Starting off, did you start big? Did you spend it all, like go
No.
all out? Or
No.
how small did it?
It was very small. I think I planned it for about a year and a half. I understood the market that we were going to go to. We understood the different types of customers that we wanted to get. And it was just, like I said, the first drop that we ever did was called Friends and Family. So it was directly, because one thing I understood at the start is, if like anyone is starting anything, the first bunch of people that's anyways going to buy is your friends and family. So the drop was called Friends and Family, and it's inspired by my friends. So what they said is what is on t-shirts.
Alright, so all of the quotations from t-shirts.
At the start, the first drop, yes. So I had a
That's
friend.
interesting.
I had a friend at the time. His go-to word was "you're trash." You just
You're
tell him, yeah, you're trash. So we put "you're
You're a
trash"
nice
and
set of
a big trash can in the back.
Wow.
Right. So that was that, and so.
So
it
did
was-
the t-shirt hit? Like did it?
Oh yeah, it's so loud. Like
perfect.
people still ask for that. So it was it was quite successful. So so that is how we started it, and it was very, again, I did not know much about fabric, so I did not know much about like getting the fit of the t-shirt right, because I think it took us a good 2 years to, like, till very recently, to get the perfect fit and to know this is the fabric that we want to go with, and we do not want to change that. So all of those things took us a very long period of time, and at the start it was just trial and error. Like, we just did it worked, and then we did one more. I remember the first drop was good, and the second drop was a dip, just because I wanted to put one. And I remember it was a lot of trial and error. I remember at the time we had a certain price point, and so the very next week I dropped the price, and then the very next week after that I dropped the price, and my best friend called me and said, "What are you doing? Stop dropping the prices." Like, so just
But doesn't that technically work?
No, it
Isn't
doesn't.
it?
It doesn't, because at the start, the only reason why it wouldn't work is that you can't keep dropping prices every week, right? And someone who buys a drop at the very beginning loses its value for the product. So all of those things are things I never understood, and I just did it, just to learn. So like I said, we did not spend a lot of money. We whatever that we had, we just made sure like a certain percentage went here and a certain percentage went there. But at the beginning, it was a lot of people that came together, all my friends and family who came together, helped us out with, like, different little things. So yeah, so in terms of cost wise, we just made sure that we kept it, and we dragged our initial investment for about 1.5 years, um, as much as possible. That's how we did it.
Perfect. So I think we are running out of time. So finally, before we wrap up this small discussion, are there any messages you'd like to leave for budding entrepreneurs, future entrepreneurs, kids who want to start up their own business?
Yeah, I mean,
Anything.
I think one would be understand that there is a lot of sacrifice in starting a business. Entrepreneurship is way glorified on social media. It's not always as nice as it looks. It's a very lonely path. Understand that, and make sure that you want to do it, because if you get into it, you do it, you give it your 100%, and remember that failure is a part of the game, and you'll only be a true failure if you just give up. And these are very cliche stuff, everyone says this, but it's the
So
truth.
we need it to come out from like a proper entrepreneur.
Yeah, because it's not it's not always sunshine and rainbows. There's a lot of dark periods, and you just have to, like I said, have a little bit of perseverance, a little bit of faith in yourself, and understand your market. When your market speaks to you, listen, and just keep your head down. Try being humble as much as you can, and yeah, just go for the kill. Just have a killer mindset. That's about it. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Deelika,
All right,
for
no worries, buddy.
agreeing to come on Zero to Infinity. It's been a great pleasure talking to you, getting to know you, getting to know about SoulBoner, about the product, and I'm pretty sure all of our viewers have learned something out there.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Deelika.
Great.
It's been a pleasure.
All right, absolute pleasure, buddy. Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been your episode of Zero to Infinity. Please like, subscribe to the channel to check out more videos and to check out the rest of the episodes in the series. Thank you.